Greetings, my peeps, and welcome to the All Things Basketball Podcast with your boy GD. In this episode, we'll continue our WNBA season preview. I'll give you my postseason award predictions, kind of the players that will be in the running, and of course, Coach of the Year and all that stuff. Also, the TV deal. I want to talk about that and how you can keep up and who's on there and all those sort of things. And then the last thing I'll talk about is Tina Charles. She's hanging them up after 14 seasons. We'll chop it up about that. So that and more. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Okay, guys, it's your boy GD back with the All Things Basketball with GD podcast. And guys, we're in the midst of the NBA playoffs. Conference semifinals have gotten underway, so we're dealing with that. But on May 8th, the WNBA season starts back up, guys. A lot of excitement, a lot of buzz. So I already gave you my season preview where I went through all 15 teams. I gave you the teams I felt were going to be playoff teams. Out of the 15, you know, it's 8 playoff teams, so I gave you those. Now, I want to talk about the postseason awards a bit, and then I want to talk about the TV deal. Well, not the deal itself, but how you can watch these games on all the different platforms and so forth. I'll tell you who's going to be calling the game, who's in studio, all that sort of stuff. And then I'll wrap up with Tina Charles hanging them up, calling it a career. So with that said, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start in terms of the postseason awards. I'll start with the 6th player of the year first, and I'll work my way up to most improved player, defensive player, rookie, MVP, and then your coach of the year. I'll wrap it up with that. 6th player of the year, I think from early on, this is who I see in the running, guys. Maddie Siegrist, I think this is the year. You know, it seems like one year I called it for her being most improved player, then she injured her finger. So I was like, yeah, I'm out on that. And then I think last season I was trying to get her for most improved player, and it didn't work out again. Now I'm calling it for 6th player of the year. Maddie Siegrist for the Dallas Wings. I think they'll have a successful season, and I think her coming off the bench, giving what she's capable of giving, will go a long way for this ball club, especially if they're going to have the kind of success that I think they're going to have. So Maddie Siegrist, I think, could be a candidate for amongst the final 3 for 6th player of the year. Erica Wheeler for the Los Angeles Sparks. I think the Sparks will be playing some meaningful basketball, and I think she'll be a catalyst coming off the bench. She can spell for Plum. She can spell for Ray Burrell. She could play either guard position. She's a tough defender, guys, and she's a bucket if you need it. So, and she gave you flashes of that last year with the Seattle Storm. I thought she played very well for them. So, Erica Wheeler, I think, could be in the run for 6th player of the year. And then I was kind of debating this one. You could go a myriad of different places, but I'm going to go Jewel Lloyd. I think she's figured out that she's going to be that first player coming off the bench for the Las Vegas Aces. I understand. I get it. You got Kennedy Carter there, but I think Becky Hammond wants to ease her in. Yeah, I think she'll be able to do that. But I think the primary weapon coming off the bench will be Jewel Lloyd. And I think she'll play well. And then remember, two guys, they're going to be without Dana Evans. So they're going to need some punch off the bench. So I think Jewel Lloyd could be a sixth player of the year in the conversation. So there you go. All right, let us continue. Most improved player. I'm going with the easy one, Dominique Malonga. I think she's going to have a kind of a breakout season, if you will. Remember, she was coming off the bench, guys, last year because you had Aneka Awomake, you had Ezzy Magbagor. So you didn't get a full look at her. I think this season you will. And I think she's going to be a player who's electric, dynamic. She's already talking about dunking in a game. So I think Dominique Malonga, I think this is her time, guys. And I think she's going to have a fantastic season for the Seattle Storm. In fact, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle knocked on the door at a playoff spot. But again, all depends on the point guard situation with Lexi Brown, whether she's healthy. So, but Malonga is one of the players I'm looking at as far as most improved player. Kennedy Burke. You know, a lot of people were sour on the fact that she, Connecticut gave her that big contract, but I think she's going to a situation. It's very much. It's not, where you got all the eyeballs on you like you have with the New York Liberty. So it's a low risk situation, and they're going to need somebody to step up over there. So Kennedy Burke, I think, could be that. I think she could have a Kayla Thornton type season for them, especially playing next to a Brittany Griner, who I think is out on a mission. So Kennedy Burke, I think, could be in the running for most improved player. And then Eliana Rupert, who I think was kind of coming into her own last year with the Valkyrie. I think she adds on to that because they're going to need her. So Eliana Rupert, I'm calling for most improved player. So there you go there. All right, so that is your most improved player. Let's move on to defensive player. Ezzy Magbagor. The fact that she's playing next to a Malonga, I think, really frees her up to be that kind of defender. She's already among the league leaders in blocks. I say Ezzy Magbagor will be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So Nia Rivers, you heard me on the last episode talk about her. She's definitely going to be an all defensive team, first team, I think. Sanaya Rivers, I think, will be in the running as well for Defensive Player of the Year. And then, of course, A'ja Wilson. How can you not include her as a Defensive Player of the Year? So A'ja Wilson as well will be in the running. So those are my three players that you want to keep an eye out for Defensive Player of the Year. Now, Rookie of the Year. Now, this one I kind of wrestle with, but I'll call it. I think Flau'jae Johnson has a golden opportunity in Seattle to get the lion's share of the minutes over there. So she'll get to show you what she can do. I think she's going to work very hard for them, and she's going to show you some things over there. So Flau'jae Johnson, I think, will be in the running for Rookie of the Year. Olivia Miles, I hear big talk about her and how she's turning heads in practice. And in the game the other night, she kind of took over. She can get her offense if need be. So Olivia Miles is somebody I'm looking at for the Minnesota Lynx. I think she's going to be in the running. And for the third person, I was going back and forth. I know a lot of people saying Asa Fudd. Um, Here's the problem, though. You're gonna have Paige over there. You're gonna have Enrique over there. You're gonna have players like Alana Smith over there. So Jessica Shepard. So I don't know where she's at in the pecking order as far as um, you know, the go-to player. I don't know where she's at in the pecking order over there. That's why it's hard for me to say her. So I'm going Lauren Betts. I think Lauren Betts is a difference maker. I think she makes things very difficult for Shakira Austin. And then again, remember, Shakira Austin has kind of an injury history, guys. So not that I'm betting on her to have an injury, but let's just say it's possible. Let's just say it's possible. And Laura Betts gets a chance to get in there and start. I don't think she's giving up the starting position. Um, and just the other night, they were playing. It was preseason, but they were playing against the Atlanta Dream. And I mean, she was a nightmare inside for those bigs, for Angel Reese, for Okot, for Hillman, whoever you had in there. She was a problem. So I think Lauren Betts, I think before the season is said and done, she'll be the starter at center for the Mystics. So I put her in the running for Rookie of the Year. So there you go there. All right. So that leaves us with the MVP and the Coach of the Year. I'll do Coach of the Year before I do MVP. Coach of the Year, Dallas Wings, Jose Fernandez. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this coach, and I think he could be one who will be in the running for Coach of the Year. So I'm putting him in the mix. If things go the way I think it's going to go with the Fever, I'm picking Stephanie White just to tick off the mouth breathing Caitlin fans who want this coach out for some reason. They say, "Oh, she should be on the ball all the time and this and that." And again, I'll repeat it for those hard of hearing. Coach would like her to, not always be on the ball. Caitlin herself said, "I don't want to be, it'd be a nice break for me not being on the ball." So you had the coach and the player saying that. So what's you guys' problem? I don't get it. So, but Stephanie White is that kind of coach who always has her team in the mix. And look at what she did with Caitlin only playing 9 games last year. So if she has her healthy for the season run, I see no reason for the Fever to be amongst those top 4 teams. So I say Stephanie White, and could be even higher. Could be even higher if health for everyone permits. So I'm saying Stephanie White. And then the last coach, I'm going out on a limb, but I'll do it. Sandy Brondello with the Toronto Timber. I think, again, she's going to have a kind of season that Natalie Masaki has in Golden State. And I think this team is going to get one of those playoff spots. And where they fall in it, who knows? But I'm picking Toronto coach. Sandy Brondello will be amongst the top 3 in the Coach of the Year running. So there you go. All right. That leaves us lastly with MVP. Of course, you start with Asia Wilson. You start and you finish with her. Uh, she'll put up the numbers. She'll show you what she's made of. She stays in the lab working on her game. So Asia Wilson, I think, will be there. I I'm gonna say it, Kelsey Plum. I think Kelsey Plum is gonna be a key figure for the Sparks, especially if they're hoping that they do what they say they're gonna do. Um, so I think she could be in the running as well uh, for the for the MVP award, and then Paige Beckers. If Dallas ends up doing what I think they end up doing, Paige is going to be a large reason for that. So I'm gonna say Paige Beckers as an MVP candidate also. So there you go. Some people say, "Oh, why not Caitlyn? Why not Caitlyn?" I just think there's a lot of star power with Caitlyn. You got Aaliyah Boston there. You got Kelsey Mitchell there. So I think that could kind of pull from her votes. I really think that. So if they play well, which I think they will, I think it'll be because of those three players. And again, I think some of those votes could lean towards a few of them taken away from Caitlyn. That's what I'm saying about that. So there you go. That's the price you play. The price you pay when you play with very good players, they take away from you. So there you go. All right. So that's the preseason award predictions that I'm making before the season starts. So we can double back to this if we want. So to see if I'm right. So we'll see. All right, guys. So let us continue on. The TV deal, the new TV deal, thanks to the CBA. Well, not to, well, prior to the CBA, they did this. So here's how it's going to go down. They got a game. They got a nationally televised game for every day of the week. I thought this was actually amazing that they were able to do this. So here's how it's going to shake out, guys. On Mondays, you'll have it either on Peacock or on USA TV. A lot of people are saying, oh, I didn't know they still had USA TV. Yes, they do. And it seems the games will be on there. So get with the program. So, but Peacock is a streaming network. So yeah, if you really want, you got to have Peacock, guys. So you got to reach in your pockets if you want that. And that's only one day of the week, Monday. So if you can stand to go without it, it's only one day of the week you're missing out. So there you go. There. Tuesdays will be ESPN. Wednesdays will be USA TV. So USA TV has two nights, Monday and Wednesday. Thursdays will be for Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime, actually, they're going to have the Commissioner's Cup and they'll have playoffs as well, guys. So, and I would think ESPN has playoffs as well. I don't think it's exclusively on Prime. So bear that in mind. But they'll have some playoff games. So Thursday is Amazon Prime. Friday, like it was last season, Ion TV. So Ion channel, which you can get pretty much anywhere free of charge. That'll be on Fridays. Then Saturday will be either ABC or CBS. So you'll get it on, network television, either CBS or ABC. So no need to worry there. If you just have regular cable, either one of those will do fine. And then Sundays, you'll have three options. You'll have NBC, you'll have ABC. No, sorry. You'll have NBC, you'll have CBS, and you'll have ESPN. So you'll have those three channels there. A couple of regular channels, and then your cable channel, ESPN. So there you go there. All right, now as far as the in studio in the game, we'll go through each and every channel so you can know who's on there. For Amazon Prime, on those Thursdays in studio, you'll have Allie Clifton as your host there. So she'll be the host, the studio host. You'll have Candace Parker as an analyst, Swin Cash also as an analyst, Cynthia Cooper. I fell out of my chair when I saw that. Cynthia Cooper. So she'll be a studio analyst and she'll also be a game analyst. So she'll do some games as well. So you'll have Cynthia Cooper, Lindsay Harding. Lindsay Harding will be another one who'll be a studio analyst. Teresa Weatherspoon. This one I got to clap for that. In fact, my clapping ain't enough. Teaspoon, baby. She will be on there, so you know she's gonna keep it a buck. So she's on there, and then Ty Young as well will be on there also. So you got a nice studio team there. Now, as far as game wise goes, your three play-by-play folks are Michael Grady, who he covers a multitude of. I know he does Liberty games, so he will do the Amazon Prime play-by-play. Also, Lisa Byington, she'll be doing play-by-play, and Mike Watts as well will do play-by-play. As far as game analysis, it'll be, like I said, Cynthia Cooper, also LaChina Robinson. And this one, I was stunned. Kara Lawson will do game analysis, guys. Very interesting. And actually, for her, this works out because, remember, she will be coaching Team USA in the World Cup and in the Olympics. So she gets to look at these players firsthand. So I think it makes all the sense in the world for her to be a game analyst. And mind you, her college team, Duke, is in the off season. So there you go there. It's once a week. So, no worries there. So there you go. So that's your Amazon Prime team. Now let's go to ESPN, and which is also ABC as well. In studio, it'll be Malika Andrews, just as she does the NBA countdown. She'll be hosting the WNBA countdown. I imagine that'll be the name. Andrea Carter, who does a fantastic job, guys. She'll be a studio analyst. Janae Owumake, they're thick as thieves, and they both do an excellent job with their analysts' work. And then Monica McNutt will also be a studio analyst on the panel there for the in-studio show. Now, as far as game-wise, I'll give you play-by-play in their analysis partner. Of course, it'll be Ryan Rucco. He's been doing this for the past 15 years, play-by-play, and he'll do it with, of course, Rebecca Lobo will be doing the game analyst. They'll be the number one team, obviously. And then you have Tiffany Green doing the play-by-play, and she'll be paired up with Carolyn Peck. Carolyn Peck will do the game analysis. Sometimes you get her on a studio show, so always with brilliant analysis. And then you have Beth Mowens as a play-by-play, and she'll be paired up with your Hall of Famer, Debbie Antonelli. She'll be doing the game analysis, guys. And she also does it for the Indiana Fever. So there you go. All right, so that is ESPN and ABC. Now, as far as CBS goes, in studio, you'll have Jenny Dell as your host, and you'll have Lisa Leslie there. Lisa Leslie, I can listen to her all day long. Lisa Leslie as a studio analyst, along with Renee Montgomery. Those two really play off each other well. So those will be that'll be your in studio team. As far as the game goes, it will be Jordan Kent doing the play by play, and then Isis, aka Ice Young, doing the game analysis. So that'll be your team right there. So there you go there. Now, as far as Ion goes, which is on Fridays, in studio, Larry Smith, he'll be the host. Megan McKeown, she'll be a studio analyst along with Autumn Johnson. So that's your team there for in studio. And for the game, it'll just be the home announcers. Whoever the home team is, you'll get those announcers for the game. Um, so no team per se from Ion itself. It'll just be the hometown announcers, and that's the way that goes. All right. So as far as NBC and Peacock goes, in studio will be Maria Taylor. So, she's pulling double duty. She's doing the NBA. She's doing now the WNBA as a in studio host. It'll be probably WNBA Showtime. And as analysts, I thought this was an interesting bunch. Sue Bird, she will be a studio analyst along with Cheryl Miller. Yes, one of my goats of the game. She will be a studio analyst, and Candace Parker. So Candace Parker pulling double duty, if you will, with NBC and Peacock. Now, as far as game goes, you have Michael Grady. So he's pulling double duty as far as his play-by-play goes with another network. Noah Eagle will be a play-by-play guy as well. And then Nora Stevenson also as a play-by-play. As far as game analysis go, Candace Parker, she's all over the place. She's going to do game analysis as well as LaChina Robinson. So she's pulling double duty along with Prime. She's doing this for NBC. And then Sarah Kusov, she'll be doing game analysis as well, guys. So that's your NBC Peacock team. And then finally, USA, who was new to this. So they'll have as an in-studio host, and they was able to pry her away from ESPN, Elle Duncan as a studio host, and she'll do a fantastic job. I'm confident in that. Her studio analyst, Renee Montgomery, she'll be there. So she's pulling double duty from CBS and with USA. Shamiqua Holesclaw, yes. Get to hear her analysis in studio along with, and then you'll have as a special contributor and analyst, Sophie Cunningham. Now, let me go off on a tangent about Sophie Cunningham. Now, she's with the Indiana Fever, right? She wasn't happy with her contract. So, to me, she's like the WNBA's version of Draymond Green because she has her podcast that she'll do during the season. And, she's plays for the Fever. She does the dirty work, all that kind of stuff, kind of like Draymond does. So, here's what she says about her contract that she signed. She signs a 1-year contract. Remember, guys, she was coming off the knee injury that she sustained while with the Fever. So, there was questions about that, right? So, they gave her the 1-year deal. but she wasn't happy about it, guys. I want you to take a listen to what she had to say, of which she had to backpedal on, guys. So listen to what Sophie Cunningham had to say.
Better than you thought it would? Nope. Okay, sorry. Nope. It's okay. I think no, it's fine because it's tough because I came off an injury and like I haven't been in front of any teams. Like I had a lot going on this off season. And I was fully cleared. They had all the doctors. They had the numbers and everything. But if you don't get in front of these people, then it's like, hey, like, are you actually good? And so that I'm not gonna lie to you, that was like a little kind of frustrating because I'm someone who like I gotta shoot it straight. Where if I wasn't feeling good or like I was hesitant, I think I would have said something and like been honest because I'm just in the point in my career where I just want to win. Like, I just want to win. Dope. And so I'm not going to put my ego and everything in front of things. And I know it is a business, but I think I'm just wired a little differently. I don't know. I just want to win. And so it was a little weird, but you know what? I think this is a great wake up call to not get comfortable. Is the contract better than you thought it would?
So that was Sophie Cunningham, right?
Is the contract better than you?
Okay. All right. And then she had to go on Twitter or X, whatever y'all calling it these days. And here's what she had to write, guys. I'm going to shut this down right now. I'm not mad about the money. I just wanted more years because I love it here. I want to get a house so I can bring my dog and donkey to Indiana with me. That's it. That's the truth. I think we have something very special here in Indiana. This is what Sophie Cunningham had to say. Sophie, let's call things for what it is. You were coming off that injury, so they didn't know the extent as far as, that sure they was in communication with the doctors and all that sort of stuff. But you are an older player, so they can't really invest long term in you. So they have to err on the side of caution, Sophie, and you know that. So you got a nice contract now. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they could have offered her half of that, and she has still came back. You know why? Because she's getting more attention being on the Indiana Fever than she's ever gotten over there in Phoenix with the Mercury. Full stop. And she knows that. She knows that. So the fact that she endured, she made well with the fans. That one game that was played against the Connecticut Sun, where she went after J.C. Sheldon, that had the fans in Indiana falling in love with her. So, she was on this, she was on that. They call themselves Tres Leches. So, we can debate about the, that name, but I digress. But so, Sophie, you got, I feel like I'm talking to Draymond here. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. You got a nice deal, and then, you want to bring your dog and your donkey. First of all, what player has a donkey? I'm just saying. Maybe I'm new to this, but you worry about bringing your dog and your donkey? Really? Where's the donkey now? So, anyway, so Sophie, you need to hear some real talk, and then you had to come and go on X and kind of explain yourself that you weren't complaining about the money. So when you do stuff like that, you put a bullseye on your back. But if you play well this season and you prove to be healthy, you're able to make it to the end, they'll reward you. They will reward you because you are loved there in Indiana. So they're going to take care of you. All you have to do is get out there and show what you got. So you even said it yourself. This is a help to you because you can't be complacent now. So take that fuel, bring it to the court, and if all goes well, which it seems like it will over there in Indiana, you'll get handsomely rewarded. Bottom line, you saw what they gave Aaliyah Boston there, so they're going to take care of you. Just get on the court and show and prove. That's it. That's it. So, all right. So that's all I'm gonna say as far as Sophie goes. But I had to bring some reality into it. So there you go. There. Oh, I didn't talk about the game as far as the game goes because I went off on this tangent about Sophie Cunningham. As far as the game goes, play-by-play will be Kate Scott, and then your game analyst will be Tamika Catchings. So Tamika Catching, she does analyst work for the SEC network, so which is part of ESPN, I believe. But she does analyst work for SEC network, so she'll be doing game analyst. And one of my favorite follows, Tarika Foster Brasby. She'll actually be doing she'll do game analyst and she'll do sideline as well. So she can do either or. She's that versatile. So there you go. There. So that is the USA Channels team, if you will. So there you go. There. All right, guys. So we did all the TV stuff. So guys, you just gotta know. Monday, Peacock or USA Network. Tuesday, ESPN. Wednesday, USA Network. Thursday is Prime Thursday. Just think of it like the football season. Your WNBA game is on Thursday. Friday, Ion, which hasn't changed, so you're good with that. Saturday will be either CBS or ABC. Sunday, it could be one of three networks: NBC, CBS, or ESPN. So there you go. All right, guys. So lastly, I will talk about Tina Charles. Tina Charles has decided to hang them up, guys. She's decided to call it a career. And what a career she has had, guys. So I'm going to read to you what she said, what she posted on Instagram. It was all a dream. That's the thought that keeps finding me. That and deep gratitude. God has covered my life in ways I couldn't fully put into words. And by his grace and mercy, I've been able to live out something bigger than I ever imagined. Today, I officially announced my retirement from basketball. 15 years at the professional level and a lifetime of love for this game. I've experienced the highest heights and the lowest lows, and I'm thankful for it all, for all of it. Through it all, I've learned how to show up. When doubt got loud and narratives were written without me, I kept showing up. That's the New Yorker in me, where resilience is built, not talked about. Growing up in Queens, New York, basketball wasn't just a game, it was a language, a rhythm. It's survival, it's expression. It pulled me in early, and I gave myself fully to it. It shaped me into the woman I am today, and for that, I wouldn't change a thing. At some point, you have to edit your life. Not everything and not everyone is meant for the whole journey. Growth requires honesty. And for me, That meant recognizing when my impact was being called in a new direction. That's not failure, that's clarity. I'm at peace with this decision, aligned with what I'm being called to do next, making space for someone else to step in and grow the way I once did. It would be impossible to name everyone who has poured into my life, but I want to say thank you to my parents, Angela and Charlie. You are my foundation. Mom, you made me believe I can do anything. Dad, this game has brought us together, and I'm forever grateful. To the programs that shaped me, New York Gazelles, Liberty Bells, Christ the King, and UConn. This is where my discipline was sharpened, my standard was defined, and my purpose was strengthened. To my family, friends, coaches, teammates, and fans, every WNBA overseas organization I've been blessed to represent, USA Basketball, the WBPA, and the MBPA, the personal trainers and performance coaches I've worked with over the years who kept me ready, the WNBA chaplains who fed my spirit along the way, and my representatives over the years, Weasel Sports, the team, Rebrand, and Octagon. Thank you for your belief and for being part of my story. To my late aunt, Maury Hopi Vass, through Hopi's Heart Foundation, thanks to everyone that supported that mission. Together, we've placed over 500 AEDs, helped save a life, and expand access to life saving cardiac health resources in communities around the world. You gave me balance, perspective, and a deeper understanding that what I do for others will always matter more than what I achieve for myself. This game has gave me everything, and I'll miss it deeply. But like my mom always taught me, don't stop at what you've done. Keep going towards what you still see, and I see so much. There are still dreams in my heart waiting to be lived, and I can't wait to share that journey with you all. Much love, TC. So that is Tina Charles. That's her retirement. Well, that's what she wrote in terms of her retirement. So Tina Charles, center, 6'4", out of Jamaica, Queens, as she said, playing for AAU, the New York Gazelles that she mentioned, the Liberty Bells. And in high school, she played for Christ the King. Mind you, same high school that brought us Shamiqua Holdsclaw, Sue Bird as well. Then she goes to UConn, and you know the story history there. Gina Ariema, all the players there. As far as what she did at Christ the King, state champs, and at one time they had a 57 game winning streak. McDonald's All American, all National Player of the Year, all the works. Then she goes to UConn, guys. Back to back NCAA champions in 2008, 2009 season, and then 2009, 2010 season. Freshman of the Year, 4-time All American, Naismith and USBWA Player of the Year as well. During her time from 2006 to 2010, she gets drafted in that 2010 draft, number 1 overall, going to the Connecticut Sun, where she spends 5 seasons, then gets traded to the New York Liberty. And in totality, she spends 6 years there, a season in Washington, a season in Atlanta, and half a season with Phoenix. And then she leaves Phoenix and goes to Seattle. A lot of people are give her a side eye over that, how she left Phoenix and went to Seattle, but that's a story for another day. Sat out 2020 in the wobble, and then sat out 2003 season as well. No injuries. She just sat out. As far as what she did in the WNBA, Rookie of the Year in 2010. 2 years later, she would win League MVP. Led the league in scoring twice and rebounding 4 times. 9 times all WNBA, 5 times first team, 4 times second team. 4-time all defensive team, once on the first team, 3 times on the second team. She is the all-time leader in rebounds and in field goals made. And she's second all-time in points. Among the NBA's top 25 players ever, 8-time All-Star. And in terms of her double-doubles, guys, she, I believe, is number 1, guys, in career double-doubles. Tina Charles. Oh, I'm not done. Her international resume. She won championships in Poland, in Turkey, and she won a championship in the FIBA Europe Super Cup as well. And for Team USA, 3 times Olympic gold in 2012, 2016, 2020, and 3 times World Cup gold, 2010, 2014, 2018. Also winning gold with the FIBA AmeriCup, the World University Cup, and the FIBA Under 18 America games as well. Winning gold all the way around. So, Tina Charles, we salute you. When the time comes, about 5 years from now, Naismith will be knocking at your door, first ballot Hall of Famer with that kind of resume there. So there you go there. Thank you for all you gave to the game and your achievements, and much success to you in the future. So there you go there. All right, guys. So that is it. That is it. So we got through this. Like I said, May 8th, it all begins, guys. The WNBA season. I look forward to it. Look forward to seeing my Liberty. I got a lot of, got a half season package there for the Liberty games. A blessing to me. So I look forward to seeing my Liberty play, and hopefully we get Sabrina back sooner than later. So there you go there. All right, guys, I thank you for listening as always. All things basketball with gd.com is the website. There you find my clips, my full episodes. Also, guys, on my website is my donate buttons. PayPal, buy me a coffee, Spotify donate. In the scroll, you'll always find, guys, my Cash App, $GD, that sports dude. Again, $GD, that sports dude. My email, all things basketball GD at outlook.com. There you can write the show, guys. Let me know what you're thinking out there. Also, YouTube channel, clips and full episodes there. Podcast platforms on all of those as well. As far as the social media goes, TikTok, Instagram, some Blue Sky, some Facebook. And that is all. Thank you for listening as always. And we will talk soon, guys. Take care.